Hello everyone, today we're gonna compare two of my favorite Iron Man figures, the Mafex Iron Man Mark 85 compared to Fantascraft Iron Man Mark 85. So these are both 6-inch action figures, and one of them comes with a lot of accessories. As you can see, the Mafex one comes with lots of accessories compared to Fantascraft one. So with the Mafex we are getting all the interchangeable hands that we also get with Fantascraft. But I have to say the Mafex one has more details than the Fantascraft one. As you can see, the stone here in the middle is not painted. There is some extra silver and gold on the nano gauntlet, as well as inside of the hands. As you can see, this is just silver on the Fantascraft one, and the Mafex has some blue, some silver, some gold. So the paint quality we can discuss about, but Mafex one has more paint detail for sure. And we are getting, as well as the shield, which we don't get with the Fantascraft one, we are getting two nano hands, these blasting weapons, a blade, of course the Tony Stark hats we get. They are both very nice. And of course the fire effects that we also get with the Fantascraft one. To compare, as you can see, the Fantascraft one is a bit shorter. These are for the legs, for the flight poses, and it's a bit thicker. There's more going on here. I don't know which one you prefer. I prefer the Fantascraft one in this case, I guess. And the shorter ones are same as well, just a bit shorter. These are more the repulsor blast hands. And the back pieces, the regular back pieces, so you have to remove the whole back piece for the Mafex one, and for the Fantascraft one you have to just remove a small piece. But I think I prefer the Mafex, how the Mafex one works. I will show that right now. First we take a look at the figures. So the Fantascraft one is completely die-cast metal. There is just some plastic parts in it, and the Mafex one is really just a light plastic. So this one is a lot heavier than the Mafex one. And as you can see, also the metallic paint, or the metal itself, I don't know, probably it's a paint on the Fantascraft as well, it's much darker. And this is more orangish on the Mafex one, and this is more dark red. And I have to say the Fantascraft one look a lot better. So you can see from this, it's like a little Hot Toys figure. So it's much more movie accurate, I have to say as well. And plus, let me darken my colors. As you can see, it has light feature on the arc reactor, on these parts, on the eyes, and as well as on the back piece. Maybe I can make it even darker so you can see better. So that's a really nice thing, I have to say. I will keep it on during this review. Hopefully the batteries doesn't run out. So that's the plus of Fantascraft. So you are not getting all the accessories, the Tony Stark hat and everything, but you're getting a light on feature plus full die-cast action figure. So it's gonna be your decision which one you prefer. I prefer both of it. I'm gonna keep one on my Iron Man display and one on my Endgame, Avengers Endgame Mafex display. So the Mafex one kind of has loose joints on my copy, unfortunately. So that kind of sucks, especially the legs. The arms are quite okay, but the legs are really, as you can see. So that kind of sucks. Mafex and quality issues again. We don't have that problem here on the Fantascraft one. Of course, there's gonna be some other concerns when it's a metal figure, so you would not want to get this figure dropped down. It might get a big scratch. But yeah. So the shoulder pads on Mafex suck. So I always was disturbed by it. It sometimes gets stuck or just drops down, keeps coming out. So it's a very bad engineering, I have to say. But I have a problem with Fantascraft as well. As you can see here, the biceps. So when you bend the elbow, this part comes up. So I don't know how and why they wanted to do that, because the Mafex one is just a regular joint here. It doesn't even touch to each other, so it's not because this is a metal figure, the Fantascraft one, so it doesn't scratch or something. It's just a bad engineering idea, and you can see a screw coming here which looks ugly. So when you look from the side, like that's like crazy. So that's the downside of the Fantascraft one, you can say. And one other thing we can mention is the back piece. Of course, they both don't have articulation. The SH Figuarts one had the articulation on the back side of this nano weapon. The details are similar. There is no extra paint on the Mafex one. I think they're completely same. And the figure itself, the details are also both very sharply painted on both of the figures. But for me, the Fantascraft seems to have better quality paint. As you can see, the gold parts are more shiny. Everything looks more shiny. It could be also just one is plastic, one is cast metal. But still, just looks sharper to me, the paint itself as well. There is not big paint problems I have on the Mafex one, but as you can see here, the gold is going through red just a little bit. It's not a big deal, but it's perfectly painted on the Fantascraft one, so I have to mention that. And this part here, the abs, also somehow have more orange paint than this part here, or the chest even. So as you can see, the middle is a bit more orange. You don't have that problem on the Fantascraft one. The red is matching everywhere. And if we compare the helmets, there goes the shoulder. If you compare the helmets, they're mostly the same, I have to say. The Fantascraft one is a little bit bigger because it's a bigger figure. But yeah, I have to say they're very, very accurate and similar to the movie. So yeah. And we have a different engineering also at the feet of the Mafex one. As you can see, there's like 3 different pieces. So you can articulate it very well, but it's gonna look ugly, as you can see. And the Fantascraft one has a piece here on the back of the feet, and you can also articulate it well, as you can see. But yeah, I think the Mafex one looks better still. This has a gap here, gappage, so you cannot remove the gappage. The Mafex one looks ugly in a way, but there is no gappage at least. So I have to say the Mafex looks better there. And one thing more, so the back piece, you have to remove this back piece, and when you do that, of course there's the batteries socket here. So I removed the screw here because it was really hard to get this piece out. So I just don't use a screw there anymore. So basically this goes here, you put the batteries on, and here's the switch for the light. I will close the light now. This is how he looks without the light. So there is a detail in the chest still. The eye is gonna look dead black. Let me turn it on again. So yeah. And there is 2 holes here, which goes here, but it doesn't feel like it's gonna hold on so long. So this part here kind of seems already kind of white here. So I'm kind of concerned that if it breaks one day. So you just port that in, and here's also articulation. I forgot to show. The Mafex one doesn't have this. So he kind of has this wings, small wings here. That's a nice touch. I always like that. So this just ports in, as well as this regular part. And it somehow takes time to find the right place. So I'm gonna demonstrate it on the camera. This is not so easy. Yeah, okay, now it fits. So let's put him back and check the Mafex one. The Mafex one, you don't get the light up function, so it just completely comes off, but you also gotta be careful. I don't wanna hold it here. I don't wanna break these pieces, so I just pull here. Because Mafex one has a less quality plastic, I have to say. I think the Fantascraft one is not plastic either, that's metal. So yeah, of course that's gonna be more durable than this one. So I have to be careful to not break these. But the ports are more safe on the Mafex one, I have to say. I'm not afraid one of these are gonna break, like the Fantascraft one. And putting it back is also easier. So let's put the shoulder back. Unfortunately, this keeps coming off. And as you can see, the Mafex one is also very shiny, metallic. So just because the Fantascraft looks much better, I'm not saying the Mafex one sucks, but of course the orangish red is not so movie accurate. So you have to consider that as well. And other than that, the articulation is also better than the Mafex one, I have to say, because there is a lot of limitations on the Fantascraft one. He cannot go forward that well. Back either. The head can look a bit up and down. So it's not so bad. There's a light up function, so it's not going to be that good. So the Mafex one can look up much higher, as you can see, compared to. And also the up crunch, he can bend forward much better, as you can see. And the back also much better, a lot better actually. Yeah, so the up crunch gonna suck on the Fantascraft one, as well as head and the neck. Of course, the neck helps Mafex figure to look much up higher for your flight poses, and it also has this function on the legs that comes down, so you can bend the knees much forward and also make them go higher. But yeah, it's gonna be up to you at the end to decide. The knees are much nicely engineered and designed on the Mafex one compared to Fantascraft one. So if you want a super articulated Iron Man, you have to go with the Mafex one for sure. As I said, here the arm is really weird. So, and still the Mafex can bend much more, even though they just use the normal joint. The shoulder is, as I said, the shoulder pads keeps dropping. It bothers me, but at least the shoulder itself here underneath, the ball joint kind of is like normal human thickness joint. But this one is very thin, very small. So when you see him from here, you will see there's a small ball joint, and that looks ugly. And when you look from here, you can see it's a very different engineering. And when you pull the arm up here, it doesn't look that bad, but when you look down here or make this, that's gonna look bad, that's gonna look ugly. So that's a different way of doing it. At least the shoulder doesn't drop down or doesn't get in the way either. So they're always finding a way to stay in there. And if you make the arm look forward like this, it's gonna look still seamless, as you can see. With the Mafex one, they're very sloppy. When you make them look forward, they sometimes tend to fall down to the sides and doesn't stay in place sometimes. There you go. So yeah, and one part also came off from the Mafex one. I guess that's for the feet. Yes, there's like a ball joint. You don't wanna lose that, but actually it looks better without that, I have to say. There's a small gap then, but yeah, that kind of looks better, to be honest. But I will put it back, of course, but it's hard to put it back. Okay, yeah, it's worked. Let's put the shoulder back again. And as I said, the Mafex one comes with a lot of accessories. And can you use the accessories on the Fantascraft one? The answer is unfortunately no. And I forgot to show this. The Mafex, the Fantascraft one has the same articulation on the legs, the same engineering. So the Tony Stark hat you cannot put on the Fantascraft one or the other one, because they are different joints, and at the same time, this is a light up function. So you cannot really, modificate this so it fits here, because as you can see, the joint here is much smaller. Maybe you can remove this red piece inside and then it's gonna fit. So it would look nice, I have to say. So what you have to do is modificate in the head. So just remove that part inside. Same thing here. So remove that red piece so you have a chance to fit in. And this looks very well on the Fantascraft one as well. I think the maniple hat will also look very good on the Fantascraft one, since it's more realistic, Hot Toys kind of looking hat. So let's put the regular hat back on. Okay. And the shield is not gonna fit on the Fantascraft one. So it has a hole here. Actually, I never tried, but the Fantascraft one has a thicker ball joint on the wrists. So let's try that on, but no way it's gonna fit. You have to really push it through. It's too big. So that's not gonna fit. That would also look good, unfortunately. But yeah, when you have the both of the figures, then you have both different options to pose. And this is not gonna fit as well. No chance. The blade is not gonna fit, but you can have it maybe grabbing with this. No, that's also not gonna work with this little relaxed hand. I thought you can maybe grip it, but no, that's not working. So yeah, if you want better articulation, better accessories, you have to go with the Mafex one. If you want light up feature, overall better looking figure because of the metallic look. And of course it feels better in the hand. Overall better quality, then you have to go with the Fantascraft one. But also with the proportions, I have to say, let's put them in a regular pose, just standing straight. So the proportions overall are also better in the Mafex one, I have to say. The Fantascraft one looks more less natural, more like a robot, I have to say. Somehow there are certain things that the Mafex one does better. I think on the legs, if you look here, it's much more smooth here. There's no gappage at all. Here's a bit gappage. As you can see, there's some little gappage. And as I said, the knees are perfectly made here on the Mafex one, no gap at all. And yeah, there are certain things just makes it look weird on the Fantascraft one, but once you pause them, it's not going to look that bad, I have to say, except the biceps. And the light up function is nice, of course, only if you use it. If you don't, it's going to look dark, black, dead. So the Mafex one has always blue paint here. On the eyes, not that much, unfortunately. He also looks a bit dead. But yeah, at the end, it's your decision. I have to say, I like the Fantascraft one more still. If I had chance to get only one of these, I would still choose the Mafex one, just because of more options to take pictures of, especially the Iron Man hat and shield and all these things. But yeah, it's a hard decision, I have to say. This is one of the hardest decisions. Yeah, it's your decision. I can't say. I'm really 50-50, I guess. I'm not sure. Sometimes I say Fantascraft is better, but then I have to say Mafex is better. So it's hard. Let me know what you think about it. Which one you prefer. If you're a diecast fan or a plastic figure fan for your Iron Man, do you prefer light up feature? I think every Iron Man figure, premium Iron Man figure, should come with a light up feature. I know Marvel Legends can't afford that, but SH Figure Arts or the Mafex ones should come with it. So yeah, that's it for today. See you in the next one.